10. Okay. Hello and welcome back to my channel, Junk Dragon Creations. I don't have a finished junk journal to show with you today or do a flip through, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to make a thrifted junk journal cover out of a purse and do a little bit of a thrift haul with you. So the last journal I made for my alternative junk journal Facebook group was for vampires, was the theme. And I had a book that I picked out that I got at the Goodwill, which was this one. And I thought it was going to be perfect because it's got a nice thick spine, which we had to have a 2-inch spine. But when I got it back home and I measured it, it was not tall enough. It had to be 9 inches tall and 6 inches wide. And this was, I think, 8 1/4. If I could measure it and let you know. It's just shy of 8 1/2. So I couldn't use it. And I was really bummed out and I couldn't figure out what I was going to use. I tried to figure out how I could maybe extend the length of it, and I couldn't figure out how to do that. So I put that to the side, and then I remembered I had a purse that was red, blood red. And I decided, well, I'll see if I can figure out how to use that. Now, I've been fighting migraines for like the past week and a half, so I did not film cutting up the purse and making the actual cover, although I did take some before and after pictures, and I will try to figure out how to put those in this video, and if I can't, I will put a link down below to my Facebook post that shows them. But basically what I did was I cut up a purse that I bought at a thrift store for, I think, $3. And I made a journal cover out of it. And it worked great. Everybody loved it. And everybody wanted to know how I did it. So here's this video. So I did not have another purse, I didn't think, that would work. So I went back to the thrift store yesterday to try to find one that I thought would work. And then I remembered I did have one. But at the thrift store, I found this one. So when you're going to a thrift store and you're looking for a purse to do this with, you want to try to find one that's got a lot of blank space. Because journals take a lot of material, depending on the size. For a book like this is pretty much going to take up this whole purse. Because once you cut, you're going to have some leftovers that you can use for embellishments and stuff, but it's going to take up, well, you could probably get maybe 2 book covers out of this one. Maybe. Well, we're going to see, because we're going to show you. So, the thrift store that I go to has, every week they have a particular colored tag that they do 50% off, and yesterday it was orange, so I got this one for $2. So that's pretty good for a cover, I think. Depending on the type of purse you get, the prices are going to fluctuate. The thrift store that I frequent has got really good prices on everyday prices, and then when they do them 50%, they're really good. They didn't have a lot of selection as far as things that I thought would be good to use as a cover, but they did have some really good purses there. So I am just gonna, and by the way, this was a brand new purse that somebody donated, and I think it didn't have the original price on it, but it's not really a brand name purse. It's Silk Elements. I did not look this up on the internet to see how much it might cost originally. So basically you're just going to have to cut off the handle, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this handle for something else. So I'm going to try to cut it off to where I can if I want to use it. Get this out of here. Well, this is a braided handle and it's not coming out very easy. And you might hear some noise. My husband's coming in and out of the garage, So you might hear doors closing and people rummaging around, and that's just him. So we've got that. We could try to figure out something to do with that later. And cut this other one off. So this collar, another thing is you need to keep in mind your project, what kind of junk journal you're going to do when you're selecting your purse. This is a fairly neutral color, so it can be used for pretty much anything. I do steampunk, alternative junk journals does a lot of, well, alternative stuff, vampires, gothic, all kinds of stuff. So you could use this one for pretty much anything. I have some examples I'm going to show you in a little bit about things that may or may not work. So basically, you've got one seam on the side that goes all the way down and around. So this is going to be really easy to cut up. And this one is easy to flip inside out. Some purses are not. Now, if you're buying a used purse, 9 times out of 10, the inside of the purse is going to be dirty, and you're not going to want to use it. This was a new purse that isn't being used, and you could leave this on here. It's got the zipper, which I'm not sure in a junk journal if that would be useful or not. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the liner off. And this part might be hard to incorporate in the actual journal, but let's just go ahead and work with the liner. And you could use the seam ripper. I do have a seam ripper. That's another thing that you're going to need. If you're cutting off handles that are sewn on, you can rip the seams and get them off a lot easier. Sometimes you can just rip these. Like I said, it all depends on the condition and what you want to do. If it has a lot of pockets in it, you may not want to leave them in there. It also depends on the type of material. This is really good material. It's felt lined, so it's going to be easy to glue. Now this seam, so you just want to snip it out. And I'm not sure yet. When I do this video, I may fast forward through all this. I'm not even sure if I am staying in focus and in the camera range. And voila. Now, like I said, I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to leave this on here, so basically I am just going to cut this down the seam line. It gives you a really easy seam line on this particular purse to follow. Every purse is going to be different. I picked this one because it's really easy to show you the basics on. I do have another purse that I'm going to show you here in just a minute that is going to be my next project, but it's going to be a little complicated and I don't want to try to do it on camera because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet. So now we have two pieces that we can use for a cover. I don't think this particular book fit. It might. Yeah, you could get it out of, if you cut this part off, you'd be able to get a cover for this book out of here. I'm not going to do a complete book cover, but you take this off, mark out exactly where you need. You have just enough up here. You could cut it off right along there. And cut it off right there, and you would have just enough to cover a book this size. Like I said, this is 8.5 by 6, so voila, you have a book cover. Glue it on just like you would any other piece of fabric, and you are good to go. Now, as I said, every purse is different. You're going to find different price ranges. The thrift store I go to, it's got really good prices. Most of the purses that they had there were not designer. And the main reason I went to the thrift store yesterday was not to find another purse, but was to find a piece of coordinating fabric to go with this purse. This is the purse that is very, very similar to the red one that I used in the Vampire Journal. It's the same shape and size, but this is a much higher quality purse than the one that I used in the Vampire Journal. This is a Worthington purse. And always look and see if you're getting a name brand purse. You might not want to cut it up. This is Worthington. I looked it up. It's sold by JCPenney's. It's around a $30 purse. It's in good condition, but I don't have any qualms about cutting it up for a junk journal. I paid, I think, $5 for it at a just a little roadside thrift shop. It's got really heavy. It's vinyl. It's not leather, but it's really heavy. It's got a really nice interior that is not dirty, although I can tell it has been used. It's got really good straps, which are reusable. It's got good hardware. The only thing about this one is the red one I had, the belt that went around it, which was very similar to this, was very easy to remove. It was just stitched in a couple of places, and I could take it off, and then you really couldn't see the stitching after I took it off. This one, however, is stitched quite well, and it's got these brads in it, and so I have to figure out if I want to leave this belt on for the junk journal. So basically what I could do is turn it this way and make a really large junk journal. Large junk journals are kind of hard to handle paper-wise, figuring out how you're going to do your signatures. So I'm not sure yet. That's why I didn't decide to cut this one up on camera. But I do have some other, and the coordinating fabric I went to get was, I found this piece to make the liner out of when I do decide to do this. My thrift store has a whole corner that I've been going there for like 2 or 3 years now, buying stuff for junk journals, and I never went back in this corner because it's where all the bedding is, and I don't buy used bedding, so I never thought to go back there. But for some reason I decided to go back there a couple of weeks ago, and I discovered that they have all kinds of material that people have donated, and most of them are a yard or less, and they're around $2 for whatever piece you get. And this was $2.98. I haven't measured it, but it's at least a yard. And it's a good color. And then I also found this, which is a tapestry type fabric, upholstery fabric, that I think will go really good too. So I think this was like $1.98. So there's all kinds of things in the rest of the thrift store besides paper. Most of us go, we look for the books, and we look for the paper products, and we forget to look at the other areas of the store. The original reason I found a purse to thrift is because I had watched a YouTube video by Nerdforge, which I love. You should look her up. She does really huge tomes, and I love her work, and she uses real leather, but she used a pair of old boots for the leather in some of her bookbinding, and I thought, oh, that's cool. I'll go look for some boots. Well, I didn't find any boots, but I found the red purse, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'll get that and make one out of it. And it worked out really great. The fact that I had it in my closet for 6 months, I'm not going to talk about that. But so ever since then, I've looked for old purses. I've looked for belts. I found several belts that I could use. A tip about the belts, though, is you have to be sure that, because most belts are way longer than what you're going to use them for, you need to make sure you're going to be able to cut them and either seal them off or basically they're a solid piece of leather so that they're not going to unravel when you use them. But let me show you a couple other a couple other purses I have that I'm going to turn into book covers eventually if I figure out how to do it. This is the one I'm most excited about. This is another red purse. I'm not going to have to do much cutting on this though because it's got this gorgeous lining. But the only thing I'm going to have to do is cut out the sides. If you can see, cut out the sides. I've already got the, whatever that word is. I have on a Words Are Hard t-shirt from Evelyn and Caitlin. Check out their channel too. So, yeah, that word. So all I'm going to have to do is cut out the sides and cut out the inside. And I have got, and take off the handle, of course, and the hardware. And I've got a book cover. And all I have to do is put in my signatures. I really love this one. I'm saving it for a special one. I'm not sure exactly what theme I'm going to go with it. Maybe another vampire one. We'll see. And then I got this one. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with this. It's really pretty, but it's not really my style. But I just liked it. And I thought, well, again, and I'm paying mostly $2-3 for these purses. I'm not paying anything over that. I think this particular one I got at the Goodwill bins where you pay by the pound. So I'm not even sure exactly how much I paid for it. But I really liked it. I like the color, and it's got these cute little charms on it. And I don't know. I'm figuring out. It'll make a nice small journal. Basically, it's got one seam down the side, so I can just cut the seam out, and it's got a nice that word again. And yeah, so I'll try that one. This is another one I picked up, but I'm not sure if I'll actually ever make one out of it. And this is what I'm talking about when you need to make sure when you're buying them that you're actually going to be able to cut it up. It's got a lot of stuff going on with it. It's got a lot of hardware and things that once you take them off, I'm not sure how usable the actual material is going to be. Again, this is not real leather. I'm not going to cut up a real leather purse to make one unless it's just in really bad shape. But it's big, and I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it. I may cut it up and use it as accents, or I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see. If anybody's got any suggestions, yeah, put it down in the comments. And then I found this, and this is just a portfolio thing. I figured, you know, it'd be good to experiment with. I think I paid $1 for it. And you just, you know, cover it, see where it goes with it. It won't have a very wide, whatever that word is. I'm going to eventually remember what that word is. So yeah, those are the things that I've been picking up at the thrift store. So yesterday when I did go to the thrift store, I didn't buy just material and purses. Of course, I went to the books first, and I found some really cool things. And I'm going to show those to you real quick. I'm hoping you can see this. There you go. Adair's new encyclopedia. It's in pretty bad shape, but it'd be great for journal pages. And let me see if I can find a date on it. I don't really see one. Nope. Oh, 1923. So, yeah, it's going to be really update. And, yeah, great. I figure it'll be great for maybe not vampire journals or alternative journals, but those aren't just the kind of journals I make. So I really like it. I really like the type, the font, and the pages are already yellowed. So I thought that was really cool. And again, I'm only paying $2-3 for these things. This thrift store's got really great prices. And this little book is, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read these things. Oh, Irving's Sketchbook, which is, it says 1918 on it. Washington Irving, yeah, 1916. And it's just got all of his books, all of his writings, and it's just a really cool little book for junk journal pages and ephemera. And then I always pick up some sheet music, and they had quite a good selection. I like to try to get the bigger books so that you can get more for your money. They do have quite a lot of sheet music there, but they tend to have the same price on sheet music as they do as a whole book. So get the book. I got that one, which is Popular Piano Teaching Pieces, and this is Piano Pieces The Whole World Plays. These were both like 99 cents. Their pages are yellow. Awesome. Then another tip when you're looking for ephemera, and most of you already know this, go to the kids section. I found these awesome Monsterology book. Got some great things in it already. I mean, it's just ready for you to cut up and put in a journal. Some of it I might even hate to do that with, but it's got fold out pages. I mean, you can incorporate this into all kinds of journals. The pages are nice and thick, glossy. They've got all kinds of little things you can use, fold outs, pictures. Yeah, and this one has got, looks like most of the samples that were included in there. So it's really awesome. Let's see if I can hold this up to where you can see it a little bit better. I am still learning how to use this camera, so please excuse any awkward camera angles. And then they also had a Wizardology one, which is right up my alley because I write fantasy also. And it's put out by the same company, so it's got all the same kinds of things in it. Just awesome pages ready for you to cut up and put in your journals. Got these for $2 a piece. Can't beat it. Got all kinds of ephemera in it all ready to go. And then I found some wallpaper. It's Chateau Michel. It's just border. I could use that. Someone regularly donates office supplies there, and I found this package of premium photocopy paper for $1.98. No, I'm sorry, $3.98. But still, for 50 pages, it looks like it's never been opened. It might have been opened, maybe one page taken out. Awesome. And a magazine. They didn't have very many magazines, and I usually don't even look through them, but I found this one. It just kind of called to me. Spotlight on Design. And the main reason I bought this magazine is because of one picture. I paid 75 cents for it, and this awesome picture. And you can't see it on camera, I don't think. Maybe you can. Whoop. But the tongue has got texture on it. It's just awesome. I bought this whole magazine just for this one picture. No clue what kind of journal I'll put it in, but I will be using it in some kind of journal. And then it's got just other really awesome paper samples. Just some really cool ephemera stuff. Fold outs. I figure I'll use most of the magazine at some point in time. But my really favorite thing that I bought yesterday was this. And like I said, they have somebody who regularly donates this kind of stuff there because I find it all the time. And the last time I went, I found a box of this, of the legal-sized hanging folders that were red. And snatched them up for $2.98. This is manila folders. And I'm thinking they're for like medical folders because of the way they are. But they are Smede's. And it's got a big long number on here. But anyway, if you can see these kind of folders, they're legal size. They've got the little tabs on the side. They've got the brads. The whole package was $3.98. And it was orange, so I got it for half price. awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm not sure how many is in here. It doesn't really say, but it's quite a bit. So, yeah. And let's see, one last thing that I got was these. And I think they're cute, but I'm going to cut the kitty cat off because I really can't use a kitty cat with a Christmas hat on in anything that I make. I don't do Christmas. I love Christmas. I just don't make Christmas stuff. But I really love these. I got a couple of packs of these for 45 cents. So I kind of made out like a bandit at the thrift store yesterday. So that's my little how-to on making junk journal covers out of purses. And one last thing that I have to show you, which is really the best find of all. I made my vampire journal. Like I said, I've been fighting with migraines. I really wasn't doing it at 100%, and I wish I had thought to go to this thrift store before I started the journal, because I might have found these. I don't know how long they had been on the shelf, but I found these awesome, awesome American vampire comic books. They are hardcover, which would have been perfect. I could have just extended the spine. There's the word I've been looking for. Spine. I could have extended the spine. And look, blood red. Awesome graphics. These would have been so perfect for my vampire journal. Maybe I'll make another one or two. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, look me up on Facebook and Instagram. I don't post much on Instagram, but I'm on there. So, but yeah, look up alternative junk journals if this is something that you might be interested in making. I'll put a link down below to the Facebook page. It is a private group. You have to join. But just awesome people there. And I think you'll really enjoy it. And yeah, check us out. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.